the item is properly on the floor. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to address this matter totally impartially, without dealing it as a specific individual. And something that seems to be grossly missing, and council in the city is very negligent in bringing this forward, because it's a certain obligation and it's not being presented so that people can properly understand it. I've been involved with the city for many years, and throughout this I have had to learn quite a lot about the law and how things are done. In fact, I've even written a book about conflict of interest in regards to a former councillor. And in the research that I had to do, it involved court decisions all the way to the Supreme Court. It actually, and the wording is almost universally the same, that the mere appearance of a conflict of interest is enough to justify legal action. Also, that if the circumstances were described to a reasonable and unbiased individual in the community, and they came or could possibly see a conflict of interest, that is unacceptable. The universal promise to Canadians is good government. They don't make many promises to us, but they do make that promise. And it is universally accepted in the legal forum that this definition of conflict of interest is the foundation, one of the foundation stones of good government. So regardless of who we are talking about, that is the standard, and I think it needs to be brought forward a lot more than it has been, because there seems to be a problem here in it's all about Hazel. Okay, fine. I know for a fact that there is politics involved in this. I know that this is going to get played out in the election. But the legal aspect of it doesn't cease before or after the election. It is constant. It is ever present. It is the standard by which all persons on that side and this side of this nice little barrier we have here must perform daily. And the slightest deviation, even for less than a moment, even for a few seconds, is enough to end you up in the courts. An example of that is recently, twice, I guess the last 2 months, two senior former and present members of our government, I know one of them was a former Attorney General, and there was one just recently. They both committed acts that probably took place in less than a minute. No premeditation. They never would have done it. They never planned it. And if you asked them, would you ever do such a thing? Never. And yet, things happened. They are charged. They are going to court. It's not a matter of guilty or innocence that I'm putting forward. I'm putting forward, that is the standard. A moment's indiscretion is enough to end you before a legal review. And I should know. I've been put through the mill by the city in regards to this sort of thing. I know how harmful it can be, stressful. Yep. I know that. I know it's not pleasant. And I know it's costly. But the price we pay for good government and for justice has to be paid, one way or the other. And you can correct me if I am wrong, but in order to keep that promise of good governance, does anybody on the senior staff and the council have any real choice in not pursuing this course in order to be able to maintain that promise, the integrity of the city, their ethical and professional standards? I would like to know if you really do have a choice in this matter, because when you look at what the law says, it seems quite clear. I'm sorry, I'm not here to discuss anything about Hazel. We all know that, you know, even if she was dead and buried and her name was on the ballot, she'd be elected. That's fine.
And that's true.
That's a reality I accept.
Yep, that's reality.
I also accept the other reality of the law and the price of it and our obligations to it. And that's really all I have to say on it. Thank you very much.